Homework review for today. We're doing page 22 in the textbook. And question number 1, I'm going to be looking at on Seesaw. So we're going to be skipping that one for now. And we're just going to zoom in here on number 2. Okay, so we have to write the expression, right, that relates the input to the output. Okay, so we got to figure out what is in our machine. So I'm going to do my cheat over here. I'm increasing by 2 each time. So I'm going to guess that this is going to be times by 2, always a safe bet, okay, especially if the pattern is increasing, which it is. So 1 times 2 is 2. How do I get to 0? I have to do minus 2, so I think it's going to be minus 2. Let's check this again. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 2 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 2 is 4. All right, there we go. So we're pretty confident that that's going to be our answer. So I'm going to have I as my variable, and I'm going to put an I here. And then I know that my variable, right, our input is here. So basically what I've done is I've done input times 2 minus 2. That is one option. I'd also like you to write this one down because you might see it written in different ways. 2i minus 2, okay? This is going to be the most traditional way that you're going to see the expressions written, but this is also true, or I times 2 minus 2, okay? Those all count. Alrighty, next one is, okay, let's see, how are we doing here? Cheat is we're increasing by 3 each time. So I'm going to guess that this is going to be times by 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. How do I get to 5? I have to do add by 2. So I think this is going to be add 2. Check it. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is, yay, 8. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Good stuff. Okay, excellent. So that is it. So now I'm going to start with my variable, okay, which is here. So when I'm doing input times by 3, adding 2, I get my expression, or I get my output, sorry, I get my output. So other way we could write this would be 3i plus 2, or we could write it as 3, ooh, what's happening? That's weird. 3 times I plus 2, okay? All of these 3 options are the exact same, but this one here is our favorite, okay? This is what it's usually gonna look like, okay? All right, next one is, oh, I'm running out of space. Okay, let's just go down here. So how do I get from the input to the output? I am using my cheat, which is plus by 4. So I think it's going to be possibly multiply by 4. So let's see. 1 times 4 is 4. How do I get to 2? I subtract. Okay, so I think it's going to be minus 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Minus 2 is 6. Yay! 12 minus 2 is 10. Perfect. Okay, that's it. So again, we have our input, and then I'm going to do my input times 4 minus 2, which is the same as 4i minus 2, or 4 times I minus 2, okay? Again, this is my favorite one. This is how most of the expressions are going to look, okay? Again, remember that the variable, like what I've done here for I, you could use anything. You could use a smiley face or whatever you want. Okay, just as long as you have a symbol that you use to represent the unknown. Okay, now I want to put a little sticky in here. Okay, there we go. This is going to be easier, a little bit easier to work with. Okay, so, okay, now what I have to do here is, okay, alrighty, make this nice and big here. Okay, so All right, so we have to, here's the pattern on a square grid paper. Okay, fine. Make a table to show the number of squares in the first 4 figures. Okay, so this is really similar to what we were doing the other day. So I'm going to make my, whoa, that's not what I wanted to happen. Why are you doing this? Okay, alrighty. Sometimes technology, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to call this figure, and then over here we have to appropriately name the rather than just doing input output. So this would make sense as number of squares. Okay, so figure 1, 2, 3, 4. If we wanted to go to 5, we could. Okay, so how many are in figure 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many are in this one? Here is 6 and then 7. Here is 8 and then 9. Here is, what is this? 5 times 2 is 10, 11. Okay, alrighty, there you go. So we didn't have to do that one. Okay, fine. So there we go. We have finished A. Okay, and the really key thing for this is that you have, that you have accurately titled the input output. Okay, so we shouldn't just say input or output. We should say this is the figure number and this is the number of squares. That makes it very accurate. Okay, alrighty, next one is we have to write the pattern rule that relates the figure number to the number of squares. Okay, so pattern rule, right on, we can do that. So how do we get from the input to the output? Our cheat over here is that we're going up by 2. So I'm going to guess that it's going to be times by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. How do I get to 5? Plus 3. I think it's going to be plus 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4. Oh, this might not be right. Oh, 2 times 2 is 4. Oh yeah, plus 3. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, yes, of course. Okay, so 6 times 2, or 3 times 2 is 6, plus 3 is certainly 9. Okay, so we're happy with that. So for the pattern rule, we would have to say, okay, I'm just gonna write it up here. Start at 1, increase by multiplying by 2, then add 3 each time. Okay, so we have to be careful with what they're asking for. Here they've asked for the pattern rule, okay? Now they want the expression. Okay, so this is where we again have to use what we know here. So I know that my variable, I'm gonna call my variable f for figure. So I have f for figure, right, which is these figure numbers. What have I done? I have timesed it by 2, and then I've added 3. So that means that my expression, this is one option, or it could be 2f plus 3, or it could be 2 times f plus 3, okay? So again, we're just noting that the f has moved positions, but these are all, they all mean the exact same thing, okay? Alrighty, there you go. So we've done those ones. And then write the number of squares that would be in the 7th figure. Okay, right on. So if I had f, if f was equal to 7, what would it be? So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna show this by using this one, okay? And I'm gonna rewrite my expression, which is 2, I'm gonna go down here, okay? So if my f is 7, then I'm gonna go 2 times f is 7, it's no longer f, plus 3, okay? Which would be the same as any of these. I've just written it in this way. So now we have to do our PEMDAS, multiply first. So 2 times 7 is 14, 14 plus 3 is 17. There you go. So that would be our answer. It would be 17 if we continue the chart. If you wanted to keep going like this, you would also recognize that you would get 17. But this is the best way, using the expression. Okay, very good. So if you wanted to continue your pattern to check your answer, that's also what they're suggesting to check, right? That's not what they're suggesting is the strategy. The strategy should be using the expression. Okay, there you go. That is it.